that's like it's a tricky question in a sense. Like when you say, how do you conquer fear? How do you get over fear? That's so deep because, you know, we look at fear from like just the standpoint of like, you know, being scared of something, being frightened, you know, being cowardly or what have you, all of which are in some degree true. But then there's another component of fear that like I've always tried to take a deeper, more psychological approach of looking at. Like I believe that fear came in, it was a part of our package, part of, you know, it's part of how we were already designed. It's a part of your internal radar system, right? It's like, it's in your instinct intelligence. Somewhere in there, I think, you know, the original concept or process of fear was like just given to us. It was a part of our gifting. We all came into the world with it. And somewhere in that, we lose sight of like its mechanics. Somewhere in that, life stops being deliberate. Meaning that whether it's us ourselves, whether it's parents, whether it's the community, whether it's your general surroundings, your environment, someone stops being focused on the potential of who you are, and then you're just operating in this default space, like you're just living. And you know, for some people, there's nothing wrong with that because, first of all, they wouldn't be able to see anything's wrong with it because that's all that they know. But it's all nonetheless a program. Like you're not really where you want to be until you can identify what it is that you want, and then begin to ask the question in contrast to where you're at. Like, this is what I want, but this is where I'm at. And what's keeping me from what I want and what's holding me where I'm at is what I call fear. But once you start breaking that down and you start looking at what is really keeping me here is like a program, something in my mind that says this is normal or this is right or, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to act or who I'm supposed to be. And so, and you're never challenging, well, who am I really? Or is this all that I am? Or, you know, is this what I'm satisfied with? Is this all I can be? And so I think fear is a really unique, troublesome thing that is prevalent in life, you know, for all of us, particularly in a place like America where there's so much potential. You know, there's so much potential in America that, you know, with potential comes like a great degree of excuse for not reaching it. And, you know, so the American environment is like, it's got so much freedom, so many rights, so much, you know, so much liberty, so many options that it's an easy game to lose because you can just kind of be operating in default versus in accordance with the potential of America, and then you're out of the game. You know, the moment you make a mistake, you're out of the game, and that's where, like, you know, the judgment and insecurity and failure and all these things come in and kind of, they're like the vitamins for fear. You know, then before you know it, you're not challenging your potential, you're not exercising your potential anymore. And so I think that you conquer fear by understanding how to be very proactive about what you want and being very deliberate about programming your life, taking your mind back over and saying, okay, I want this and this is what I know it's going to take to get it. So let me start by square one, step one. Here's how I'm going to remedy, you know, this thing, you know, one step at a time, one choice at a time, one day at a time. And then over the course of time, things change because you've been exacting these disciplines or these choices. And before you know it, you're now operating out of certainty. Because I think the opposite of fear is certainty. And you can't get to certainty unless you are committed to doing things that are authentic and purified, things that are potent, every day. If that's getting in shape, and that means you're walking around the block every day, and you're doing push-ups every day and sit-ups, or you're stretching every day, or you're at least getting that in every day, then at the end of a year, you're going to see those results. But then if you add that with, you're going to eat a particular way every day, right? You got the proper nutrition plan on top of the proper exercise plan. Life's going to change at the end of that year if you're doing that every day. Then if you add to that, you're doing things for your mind, you're reading, or you're praying, or you're meditating. Before you know it, at the end of the year, when you're doing these things, all of which are manageable, all of which are things that you can begin doing today, things that you can control right now, at the end of that year, you're no longer operating in fear. You're operating in a certainty. And that's how you conquer it. You start doing things that challenge it.